Hello, everybody. I am Venomous Pie. You guys know me full well as the Pinkie Pie of the group, and I'm doing a bit big today. Big and fluffy for some odd reason. But enough of that. Anyways, welcome to another episode of Bronimaniacs Discuss. I have with me today our Rainbow Dash the group, which is Kanata.
Happy Twilight Day, everyone.
Kanata.
Yes. And speaking of whom, we have our Twilight of the group, which is Shopwet.
I feel strangely chaotic today.
Yeah, I can imagine why.
Hang on, what?
We have our Trixie of the group, David Stapleford.
Hi everybody, how are you?
Okay, we have our Starlight Glimmer of the group, which is Neon Blade.
Heyo, what's up? And Sharp, I think your 500 subs going you a little bit too up in your head. Could it be?
That's what you said.
We have our Sunset Shimmer, which is Crimson Starbright.
Hello, everybody. I'm carrying a big sword and I'm ready to bust a move.
Let's see. We have a few more people, but they are AFK at the moment. But we will announce them when they return. In the meantime, we have not one but two special guests this afternoon. Our first special guest, you've seen it before in season 7 when we covered the season 7 premiere, and now he's back. He's back to talk more about this episode. Please welcome Roger Starr, otherwise known as the Max Dragon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Bronimaniacs. But remember, at night, you don't want me to get angry.
And for the very first time, I am proud to introduce to you one of my best friends, the creator of the Moonbeam comic series on DeviantArt. Please welcome Little Looney.
Hey guys, it's a pleasure to be here.
Hello.
And the episode we'll be covering today will be Discordant Harmony. You guys know the whole big deal. Name one thing we do like, and we will go in reverse order on what we don't like. We gotta mention one thing each. And once that's over, we will give our final rating. So, up first shall be Shopwet.
Wait, what?
You're first on positive.
Okay. Well, what I like about Discorded Harmony, actually, what I like is this little insight on Discord that we had, that he actually, which in a way this also confirms and disconfirms all the theories about the Discord. You know, this whole he was stars were debuted before. No, actually, I think he's not, and this episode kind of confirms that, simply because if he would previously be a pony, he would be a creature of pure chaos, but instead he is a being of chaos. So I actually like that little world building in form of how much chaotic Discord is. If what would happen if he would stop being chaotic.
Yeah, that was a good twist.
I could be wrong, but wasn't the Star Sword debut as like had in the background whenever we saw Discord's house? Like it was like on top of like a broom?
I don't know.
Yeah, I saw
notice
that.
that.
Like a blue hat with stars on it.
Oh yeah.
That might be just to confuse those who are still suppose that theory.
Okay, our Duppy Hooves, Endless Nonsense has arrived. Say hello, Endless.
Hey. Hello.
Anything else on that Shopwet?
I don't think so.
Alright.
So let me see. Who should I pass it off to? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who's gonna? Neon.
Why am I not surprised?
Same here. And by the way, is it just me, or did that one segment of Shop with kind of didn't make any sense in one way or another? At least at the beginning. I was slightly confused because I had to translate everything in my head in German, and I was what? What did he say? Oh yes.
Name one positive for the episode, Neon.
Well, the obvious point is actually already taken from Sharp, because, as you know, I am a big fan of the world building itself. But I would say actually even Fluttershy's behavior in the episode at the end was kind of interesting to see as well.
Yeah, that's something you don't see every day.
Yeah, that's that little bit of hidden chaotic thinking of herself. Although I have to say, when Fluttershy and Discord was chasing after those sandwich butterflies, I was a little bit concerned on Fluttershy's parts.
Oh, that was cute.
Or am I the only one?
It was adorable if you
adorable.
Actually,
I love that.
You know what? Neon, I have 3 words to add to your positive.
Yes?
I ship it!
Dude, those two are actually one of the best ships ever already from the get-go. I mean, come on. I'm actually not a shipper myself, but I would easily go with that as well.
Wait, who do you...
I think someone just came in.
Wait, does this mean I'm a Marine now?
Alright, before we go any further...
Yeah, Elite Logia came in.
Before we go any further, we have a late arrival in our group. Please welcome our Spike, Elite Yoshi.
Oh man, and you know, not gonna lie, when they said one of these episodes was a tearjerker, they were not joking.
Yeah, but we'll be saving that one.
We'll get to that.
We're not talking about that one now.
So, anything else, Neon?
No, I think that's everything.
Alright. What do you pass it out to?
Well, I think I'm give it... Well, Kanata-tata, it's your time.
Canada.
Canada. You got it all out of your systems?
Yep. Go on.
Okay. My positive for this episode is that for the first time in this series, Discord was actually a relatable character for me in this episode. For the longest time, I never could really get into Discord's character. I could never really get into him. I don't really find a lot of his material funny at all. But for the first time ever, I could actually, relate and actually connect with him to some degree. So, and I loved seeing that.
Hey, Kanata?
Uh-huh.
Are you sure the apocalypse didn't end in 2012?
No, the apocalypse is going to happen when I give a Discord episode a 5 out of 5. That's when you know the apocalypse is going to happen. It hasn't happened yet, but there might be small signs of it.
Anything else, Kanata?
That's it.
Alright, who do you pass it off to?
I pass it off to Endless.
Alright.
Whenever you're ready, Endless.
Well, I really liked the moral of this episode. Like, you don't have to change yourself to, be friends with anyone. You be yourself because they like you for being you, Like, being people who are exactly the same as you is, being with, some sort of clone of yourself is really boring stuff. Like, it's fun to be with people who are different from you, opening up to new experiences and stuff.
Yeah, it helps you open up your world, and it helps open up your view. It helps you open up your mind to different points of view, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, I can actually speak of experience from my first BronyCon trip if I'm that pointed on it. it was for me a complete new experience altogether as well. Not only to be in another country, but just seeing something else.
And
I'm jealous of you right now.
and if y'all got a moment, we have another late arrival in our hoops. Please welcome our rarity of the group, which is Jenna, Pedal, and Danielle.
Somewhat fashionably late.
Like always.
What do you expect? I am the rarity of the group.
Well, that is saying something. I guess he had to get himself freshened up and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you have to comb your
I was
mane?
rewatching the episodes.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Oh, okay, that's understandable.
Alright.
I had a good cry
Alright.
at one, but I'll get to that later.
Alright. And unless anything else you want to expand, or you want to pass off to someone?
No, I think I'm pretty good.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna choose randomly this time, because it's a random episode in a random dimension.
Wait, I thought we were reviewing My Little Pony. I didn't know we were reviewing Star vs. Forces of Evil.
I'll be honest with you, because I'm from another dimension.
Alright, who has it gone?
Show. I love that show.
Great show.
Shuck, Neon, Kanata are the ones who have gone. Everyone else hasn't gone yet.
Alright. Yeah, Roger.
Okay, then. All right, so same rules, just a positive and then negative, or positive first?
Positive.
Positive.
First. And one thing.
All right. All right. The really great thing about this episode is the writing of the comedy. The comedy in this episode, I think, is probably one of the best the show has done. And it's very hard saying that since this is done by the Fox brothers. And the Fox brothers, through their past experience, hasn't been doing their best so far. Like besides that episode of Mod Pie,
Yeah,
but
Captain Mod
now
Pie.
Gift of the Mod Pie?
Which was their
Yeah.
which was their first episode.
like the Mod Pie one.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, like that one like had good stuff in it, but there was still like something wrong. But with this one, I felt like this episode, like, you know, the comedy was just blown everywhere. Discord was like doing his best, doing what he does best. Like they understood what he did. Like, okay, this guy can do out of the blue anything that he chooses. So let's go all out. Let's give him that kind of dialogue and give him that kind of technique of what he should do. They just went all out, just making fun of people in stores, coming up with the most craziest thing, like flying napkins. I'm just like, okay. And a sneezing pinata. Okay, that's fun. All right. And now let's go. And okay, let's go all out. Let's have Fluttershy embrace this. Like, you would think that Fluttershy would be just disgusted by all this, like her weirdness, but yes, but then like, no, let's just like go crazy. Let's let her go nuts. And I'm just like, wow, this is hilarious.
Well, to be fair, this is not the first time we've seen Fluttershy go crazy in some way.
Well, yes, true, yeah, but this is like where she's doing this.
Was the last time?
This is where she's doing it intentionally, just doing it to help out her friend. And yes, going back to that one, I don't know if I could have handled it. I was almost to the floor after seeing multiple Discords appear out of nowhere. I'm just like, no, I can't handle more than two of you.
If I'm seeing doubles or did he just pull up a Shadow Clone Jutsu?
This should have made the hand signals for Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Oh my gosh, that would have been a very fun way to anime. And this isn't the first time they referenced anime, but
yeah, that's true. That would have been the best way to make it.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, it's just so funny just to see him do all this stuff, these different personality Discords, but at the same time they act like him. But there's also these little moments, like if you notice when he's trying on clothes, you can see some of the Discords actually using smartphones.
Yeah, I
And
noticed
I'm
that.
just like,
Yeah,
What
yeah,
was up with that?
that was
I'm just
crazy.
I'm just like, oh, so I guess modern technology does exist in their world. They just don't say it.
Well,
Yeah.
it may not be like that. Like, you know how the genie from Aladdin
Well,
uses a bunch of stuff.
they
from,
do
like,
have
the
stereo
future?
systems they ride through town on.
And also, when looking at Discord's house, who got a Beetlejuice feel out of this?
I
Like,
did.
just
I
the
did.
feel, like they're
Same.
just like he's going nuts, and the way.
Mhm.
And then, of course, we get like the biggest question. So now we're saying that if Discord behaves himself, he'll somehow fade from reality. Isn't that the equivalent if Twilight Sparkle stops reading books? She just disappears from reality too.
Oh, this is Discord.
Like, why?
By
Yeah.
taking this more seriously, no, because Twilight is not spirit of reading books.
Right. That's
Exactly.
No, but at the same, and also it kind of also puts out another point that I don't think anyone notices this. I'm not sure if most of you have read the comic books of the show, but there's this one
Nope.
comic, like this
Non-canon.
two-part, like
Non-canon.
yeah, like no canon, like yeah, this like in the two-parter, there's this episode where Discord actually this comic where Discord actually turns to be the opposite himself, and I'm just like,
That's
can this
completely
work?
different story, actually.
It is.
Because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in that comic, Discord was magic was reversed into a order magic.
Yeah.
But I'm just like,
That's,
wait, if that's true that he can turn into a different set, but wait, oh no, this episode clearly says that if he does something different, he's gonna fade. I'm just like, oh yeah. So this is why some people just don't like how the comics are just not canon to anything. But like,
Besides the show stuff confirmed, the comics are not canon.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I personally don't mind it. I
don't
mean,
know.
it doesn't matter to me if it's canon or not, as long as I'm having a good time reading the comics.
Though, just recently, after if anyone heard the news on Equestria Daily, the Legend of Magic comics are canon to the season finale of 7.
Yeah.
Which I'm not happy about it because and probably
Twilight.
It's just
And-
like Chain of Memories. What are we supposed to do? It's just like
Oh,
Chain of Memories. We gotta, yeah.
Oh, geez. Here we go.
Yeah. We
It's just like Chain of Memories. You have to,
Yeah, but-
you have to
building, like,
play.
what am I supposed to do next?
Don't go to Kingdom Hearts 2, the obvious sequel. Play the Game Boy Advance game so you
Can
can
we
understand
move
what's happening. Yeah, like,
Move on, please.
yeah. All right. So, like I said, the comedy I think is done really well. It's just I've never expected them to go this far with this character, and even for Fluttershy. And I just like how she just, like I said, embraces everything that he's crazy about. And at first, when you saw him interacting with her, it's just like, no, she's more comfortable in just this, even to the point of just having pillows of their faces together. I'm just like, that's gold. That's gold right there.
Again, showing how much Fluttershy has grown as a character.
Yeah, she has, though sometimes she somehow goes back into her old self, quite slightly, but not as much as she did before.
No, that's
But,
what she used to.
yeah.
But that's always
coming
gonna
out
be
of her shell.
That's always
That's
gonna
always-
be there.
It's always going to be a trait. Well, like I said, like my major positive, like I said, the writing, the comedy, it's just, this is probably one of the best Discord episodes since the one, I forget the name of that episode. It was the one where he wasn't invited to the Grand
Make
Gala.
New Friends,
Gala.
Make new friends, but keep Discord.
Make new friends, but keep Discord. That was like considered like the best episode I've ever watched of the show. But then I'm not sure. This could take its spot if I watch it more times than that one.
Alright.
Okay, to be honest, what actually could top that Metal Gear reference? I have to say that as a gamer. I'm sorry.
A Street Fighter reference?
Anyways.
A
Wait.
Warframe reference?
Anyways.
A Street Fighter reference?
Okay, can we move on, please?
All right. So who hasn't gone yet?
The ones who have gone are Sharp.
Reference.
The ones who have gone are Sharp, Neon, Kanata, and Endless.
Mm.
All the rest.
All right. All right. Wait. All right. So, Elite Yoshi, have you gone?
No, I haven't.
All right. So you will be going next for this one.
Well, for my positive, you pretty much just said the same thing that I was going to say. I mean,
Oh, I'm
yeah,
so sorry.
believe it or not, Make New Friends But Keep Discord was one of my favorite Discord episodes of the entire series, but I didn't think it was possible that this episode was going to top it, but it did. You know, it's actually really funny because the whole time that I was watching this episode, it kind of reminded me of an American Dad episode that I watched a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah, the conflict. Yeah, I'm just gonna give you the short version. You know the alien character in the show, Roger, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, okay, I think that this was around season 2 or season 3, but basically the episode was that Stan was getting tired of Roger acting like an asshole to everyone in the house. So he forces Francine to put an ultimatum on him. Either he stops being a dick, or he gets thrown out of the house. But here's
Yes,
Yeah,
I
it
remember
was-
that episode.
yes. But what ends up happening is that similar to Discord not being himself, where he starts to fade away, Roger ends up becoming really sick because apparently on his planet, and trust me, I'm not taking this into, I don't know, like American Dad's canonicity is all over the place. So, but they said that apparently Roger's alien species needs to be dicks in order for them to actually survive. It's actually part of their health that they actually need to act the way they do. So, yeah, and I mean, it was actually, I just felt like they were like, it was like, I thought the whole time, I was like, wait a minute, are they referencing American Dad? Because that's what it felt like they were, that it kind of felt like they were doing it that way or something.
They
It's
could
like-
have, they could have, but I don't think that they were. They
Yeah,
could've.
probably coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if the Trix Rabbit decided to finally get Trix, the whole world would implode.
Well,
Yeah.
I couldn't handle Discord if he went that far.
Yeah, and I also gotta love that reference that they made to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I mean,
Oh yes, I love that.
Oh my gosh, I did
That
not
was
catch
actually
that the
the
first
main
time.
I didn't catch it either.
Would you be
I'm-
mine? Could you be mine? Would you
yeah,
be
it was.
my
Yeah, the
neighbor?
reference was pretty subtle, so you had to keep a keen eye out for it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And
John
they really-
I
Delancey
saw
as Mr.
someone on Twitter
Rogers.
say Mr. Delancey's Neighborhood.
Yeah, but yeah,
John
I have to
Delancey as
admit-
Mr. Rogers, that would be funny.
Oh God! Now
Turn out.
Never know.
now you put an image in my head. Fuck.
Oh, God.
It's the beautiful day of chaos today. It's a beautiful day in chaos. Won't you be in my chaos neighborhood?
guys.
Alright, guys, can we move on?
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, if there is
Just thought I'd throw
one,
that one out.
but yeah, if there is one thing that this episode nailed, it's definitely the comedy and the writing.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I guess I'm gonna. Okay, so who hasn't gone yet?
Crimson, myself, Daniel, Looney, and David.
All right, I'm gonna get. All right, I think I'm gonna pass it to Trixie Sparkle then.
Alright. You're up, David.
Okay, am I up? Am I up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yep.
Yep,
Yes.
hear you loud and clear.
I'm clear,
Okay.
brother.
All right. So my positive for this Discord episode was again, I think the timing and the comedy.
Mm.
You know, the timing on this episode was really well done. You know, I know I said this before, but I always watch the episodes for the timing and the clicks.
Yeah.
But I think the comedy was really fantastic. You know, the writers have outdone themselves.
Yes, they have.
Does everybody agree with me?
That's true, yeah.
For me personally, I didn't think the comedy hit me as strong as others. But that's only because Discord's style of humor is not exactly my kind. Like when Discord turned his fingers his fingers ended up eating food to be finger food. I didn't find that funny. I'm sure some of you did, but I didn't.
Yeah. Okay. That's understandable. I thought it was unique at first, and then I thought it was kind of just silly. So, that's my positive, is just the comedy timing.
Alright.
I'm still trying to figure out how he can still eat the food with his fingers that just attached him.
It's Discord.
It's Discord. It's Discord.
Also, they're saying, like, you don't question it then?
Yes,
Pretty
exactly.
Yeah, but more obvious.
I don't question Pinkie Pie, and I do not question Discord sometimes.
Right.
So, it's just what it is. And another thing, I loved Fluttershy. She was adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
So,
Isn't she always?
Yeah, she's always adorable. I love Fluttershy.
Mm-hmm. This is why she's my favorite character in the series.
Yep. Okay, so that's it for me. I'm just going to end it there.
Okay.
Who did you pass it off to?
Okay, who didn't go yet?
Crimson, myself, and Little Looney.
Okay,
Can I go last, please?
You know what? I think I'm going to hand it off to you, Venomous.
I've been skipped, apparently.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Venom, really?
Wow, Venom. That hurt my feelings. Both of them.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Who's been skipped?
I'm sorry.
Jedi.
Alright.
Goodness.
Alright, so, my positive. Hard to say, but, I think the positive I'm gonna bring up will definitely be, Fluttershy towards the end. I mean, that is probably my favorite part of the one of my favorite parts of the episode is Fluttershy in the ending, where he was doing, like, what would Discord do?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
That was both really funny and legit adorable.
Mm-hmm.
I just love the ending of the episode in itself. I really enjoyed that.
I liked the ending.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of gave us both like the Fluttershy that we know and the Fluttershy we didn't know that she could do, that she had.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Mm-hmm. So, anyway, that being said, I'll pass it off to Daniel.
Oh, so now you remember me. Okay.
Sorry.
We love you, Daniel.
Sorry, Daniel.
We love you.
You know you love me. Oh, crap. I'm singing that song.
No!
Jedi, I'm never going to let this down. I am never going to let this down, Jedi. Thanks for the ammo.
You're not going to give it up? You're not going to let me down?
Oh, really?
No.
Just keep on giving me ammo. I love
It's
it.
going for us.
Oh, guys. First thing I got to say, though, before I say anything else, I got one thing to say.
What?
Hashtag Fluttercord OTP.
Oh, for crying out
Oh.
loud.
There you go. That's cool. I love that.
They're not even the same species. How could you do this?
That doesn't matter.
Hey, that's
Discord, don't question him.
That's still better than any ship with that stupid. I've even forgot the name again. But
It's
The
creepy.
number one. Hey.
It's creepy. It's creepy enough that he has a costume of her anyway.
Oh god. Okay.
What does he
Just
do?
I already write
Oh,
that
she
my
was not
memory.
wearing it.
Alright, can we get on topic sheet?
Yes, please. Let's move on. Please.
Alright, Daniel, what's your positive?
Okay, my positive was definitely. Well, this is actually a hard one because I loved every single thing about this episode. So, I would have to say my favorite part of it though was probably Fluttershy.
Yes.
Especially when she's trying to help save Discord. Like, just seeing her act like that was just too hilarious and also too adorable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, I tipped a cup. Ooh, this place is nuts.
Definitely, and don't forget that face she made after she ate the sandwiches and stuff. That was hilarious.
Yeah,
was
I
so
saw that. Yeah.
So, just the way Fluttershy was acting, trying to say Discord and everything, that was a highlight of the episode for me. Like, it made me just bust out in laughter.
Yeah.
It does make you wonder what happens when she actually got there. I mean, how did she get there?
And Discord
He
teleported
teleported her there.
You
Yeah, he did.
teleported her. Oh gosh, I'm just wondering what happened to the mailman after that.
Oh,
He was
jeez.
never
Oh,
heard from
no.
ever again.
Maybe like 10 years later, he's just floating there saying, "Ah,
Now that I
this
think
sucks."
about it, like, what happened to that man later from that episode?
Oh, he went to another dimension. He's now delivering mail to Star.
He's just floating. He's just floating there, and then like 100 years later, he's just an old man. He's just like, this sucks.
Whippersnippers. You kids these days.
I really hope they bring that mailman back in a future episode.
Just have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyways,
He'd probably be crazier than Shining Armor was at the beginning of season 6.
probably.
It was confusing and amazing and confusing.
Anyways,
Or crazier than Pinkie Pie at the end of Party of One.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
anyways, anything else, Daniel?
Nope, I'm good.
Alright, who do you pass it off to?
Eeny, meeny, miny, crimson.
Okay, let's see. My positive. Okay, I'm really impressed how Discord did multiply himself. They pulled a Naruto reference in there. Thank you, Hasbro, for that.
Oh yeah, they did.
Wait, when did they do that?
Remember Discord made, like, there was another version of Discord, but a smarter version?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did Discord just pull a Shadow Clone Jutsu?
I was just
I'm like,
thinking
what-
we are number 1.
That reference needs to die.
Thank you. Whoever said that, thank you.
You're welcome.
It is Roger.
Anywho,
Okay, I mean, yeah, I do feel sorry for the actor, but like, no, that's everywhere.
not mean to interrupt, but can we get back on topic?
Mm.
Continue, Crimson. Sorry about that.
Alright, let's see. Okay, I liked how he pulled a multiply version of himself, and I'm like, okay, Naruto, when did you get here? But except, like, the Naruto we know isn't as chaotic as Discord is.
And not to mention, Crimson, since it's an anime, it's gotta be a reference to Journey to the West. Because almost the entire anime library is a reference to Journey to the West.
What also really made me laugh was all the decorations coming to life of all the stuff that he had to get. And I'm like, Discord, you're OP, calm down with the chaos.
I couldn't believe it.
I swear, if they would go with a joke with 2 OP, please nerf, and then they pull out a nerf gun in the show, that would be perfect. And the thing is, they could totally get away with it since both is from Hasbro.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
No.
Indeed.
Discord's playing Skip It. They should be Skip It.
And then the fidget spinners come in.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Please don't bring those up.
Oh god.
Then a lawyer Discord comes in to sue them all.
Oh my god, that would be so funny.
Anyways,
Skip it.
anyways. Anything else, Crimson?
Let's see, what else do I have?
How about just one thing?
Well, the entire thing kind of led up to the Shadow Clone Jutsu thing. and the decorations come to life, so...
There's that.
Should I feel ashamed? I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, not at all.
No.
It's okay.
So, Crimson, are you all set?
I think that means yes.
I think
Oh no, Crimson's turned into his roommate.
Wake up!
Anyway, once you're finished, Crimson, it's on to Little Looney.
Alright, Little Looney, you're up.
Yep, whenever you're ready, buddy.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yep, you're the last
It's your
one to go.
I would say my positive for this episode would have to be the comedy.
That's a definite.
There was not a single moment of this episode that didn't leave me in stitches. Like, Discord's a tea party with Fluttershy, making fun of the shop ponies, not to mention all those clones of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to be honest, that's actually something which concerns me a bit. How does they not even know that Discord was living with Fluttershy that long already? That's a little bit That's a little bit upsetting.
Wait, what are you talking about?
The shopkeepers.
Maybe they don't know Discord. I mean, Fluttershy never brought up. Maybe Fluttershy never brought up Discord. So when Discord just showed up, that they that to him that.
Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to bring up in conversation.
And it's hard. It's kind of hard to don't know about Discord, considering that he was a legend in well known.
Maybe they thought
That's
he
what I
wasn't-
mean.
Maybe they thought that he was not around.
Maybe they thought he was Stone Stone.
Wanna put a
Yeah,
past
that
them,
could be.
but whatever.
Yeah.
That's you know.
It's just a theory, goes.
So you like the comedy of the episode, am I correct?
Yes, every single moment in this episode just made me laugh.
Oh,
I love it when an episode makes me laugh.
Yeah. Even the Pinkie Pie cameo was actually got me some chuckles.
True.
Yeah.
What if they did a Pinkie Pie and Discord episode? I wonder what that would be like.
Oh boy, that would be the end of the
God.
that would be the end of the universe.
It'd be the
I would
funniest
love
thing
a
ever.
Pinkie Pie cheese sandwich in Discord episode. Like, have Pinkie Pie and cheese sandwich try to throw a birthday
Oh
party.
my
for
gosh, so
Discord.
would I!
Dude, you want to blow up the universe?
You just created the best episode ever.
How do you
I'm gonna
throw a
be
party
talking about
for
that.
the spirit of chaos?
I'm calling it now. Season 8. Pinkie Pie and Discord are gonna have an episode together. I'm calling it now.
They probably will.
One season later.
Okay. So,
Save it for season 20.
with that said, since we're all finished with our positive, it's now time to move on to what we don't like about the episode. And we were
Sorry I
going,
didn't have much to say.
and we were going
This is a challenge.
we were going reverse order this time around. So, Looney, you're up first on this one.
Okay. Yeah. Here's my negative of this episode. It's a burning question I'm gonna have in mind till the end of time. If Discord relies on chaos to keep himself alive, to keep himself from fading out of existence, then when he was imprisoned in stone, how come he didn't fade out of existence then?
My theory is he was trapped in sort of stasis field, so basically kept him in at the same one place, how should I call it? The same state this whole time, basically.
Maybe there was still some chaos in Discord when that happened. There was still a little bit of chaos inside of them.
He was still conscious when he was in prison.
Basically, preservation.
I'm just thinking of this really
Oh.
funny short
Ow.
comic where he goes back to stone.
Okay.
Basically, what we're seeing Little Looney is preservation.
He was still conscious, though. He wasn't causing chaos. How is that possible?
It's magic. You don't have to explain that.
Questioning magic is not questioning the Force in Star Wars.
Yep.
Control Chaos is actually brought up a good point. This one's condition is environmental, not bodily.
Mhm.
Besides, in this episode, Discord purposely became not chaotic. While he was imprisoned in stone, he was conscious, but he was still chaotic in a way, even though he couldn't move.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else, Lily?
Yes, that's a good.
You good?
I guess that's a good.
Canada background.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Should I pass it off to someone else?
We're going in reverse order from opposite. So, Crimson's up next.
Okay.
Alright, Crimson, you're up. Whenever you're ready.
I apologize for not saying too much.
That's fine, bro. Crimson.
Well, I'm just gonna say is that Discord didn't need to change for who he was, and just because Fluttershy thinks that the craziness is just too much, well, stay the same and stay yourself. Don't change for who you are.
Isn't that the message, though?
Yeah, it is, but still.
Alright, anything else?
No, I think I'm good. I don't got anything else. That's it.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Alright. Daniel?
I got nothing. I got no negative for this, so I'll pass.
Alright, I guess I'm up then. Okay, I do have one negative for this episode, and this is the only thing that's keeping it from being a 5 out of 5. It's oddly enough, it's about Discord himself. He's kind of hit or miss in this one. I mean, sometimes he can knock it out of the ballpark. Sometimes he, in fact, at one point he actually did that literally.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes he can hit it out of the ballpark. Sometimes though, he either gets no reaction out of me, or I just find it cringeworthy. Like when he was trying to different clothes, but he dressed up as like a gangster style type clothes. I was like, really?
Mm.
Or the Fluttershy costume thing. Just, ugh.
Please don't bring that one up.
Yeah, that one actually did make me cringe.
Yeah.
It's not creepy.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
How bad can it be? How bad could it possibly be?
And as funny,
Pretty bad. Pretty bad.
And the funny thing about that is, when I first watched the episode and I kept cringing a little bit towards Discord, I was like, oh, so that's how Kanata feels. Kanata, I think I understand how you feel about Discord now.
For the longest time, yes.
That's the same way I felt when one about Discord premiered.
Well, like imagine that cringe with every joke or material he tries to do to be funny.
Right. Yeah, sometimes he does try a bit too hard.
Sounds like me. With my puns.
Or me with my comics.
Anyways, yeah, Discord as a whole, he's
Seriously,
still,
some of those are pretty good.
he's still good in my eyes, but in this episode, he's just kind of hit or miss. But actually, the comedy of the episode was mostly really good, except for the few bumps on the road. So, yeah, Discord as a whole was just towards middle of the road. So, David?
Hey, you forgot the Mr. Rogers Discord.
David?
Okay, am I up now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so the negative in my eyes, I really like Discord, I do, but I think he was a little bit over the top in this episode with the snapping of his fingers. You know how he snaps?
Yeah.
That
Mm.
he was really some of his jokes were really cringeworthy to me in this episode. Like the Fluttershy costume. Like really?
Yeah, that's not creepy at
You
all.
know, like what was that about? Like that was scary.
Bringing
I was
that
like,
up, and I'm gonna be triggered.
oh, sorry.
Oh, wait, I have a question, David.
Yeah.
Was another one of your favorite thing about this the teacups?
Oh, the teacup. Yeah, yes. The teacup.
I didn't really find that funny personally. I mean, I understand if some people found it funny. I just couldn't. I didn't find it much funny at all personally.
You know,
Here, have a teacup.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that Trixie teacup thing.
Oh, the Trixie teacup thing, that was funny.
Yeah. It reminded me of that.
It's just not the singing tea bags. I didn't find that funny, but I found Trixie's teacup. I found that funny.
Oh yeah, I still love the Trixie teacups. That was good still.
Yeah.
But the singing tea bags, like they were just singing way too much. They're like la 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 la.
I'm gonna have it stuck in my head for ages.
To be honest, when I hear that teabag singing, I kind of get a Disney vibe from them. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Thank
For some
you.
reason-
I'm not the only one who got that. Thank you.
For some reason, when I heard the teabag sing, I couldn't help but think of the opening theme song of Happy Tree Friends. Does anybody know the theme of that?
Oh God! Now that you say it, oh God, no!
I heard about that. I've never heard of Happy Tree Friends. No.
And that's the reason, Konado, that's the reason why I keep using that "We Are Number One" meme on you. Damn you! I did my best to forget that TV series. Actually,
I don't use.
That was a TV series?
I don't remember.
Yeah. It was a TV series back in G4 back in the day.
Let's not get into that.
Okay. All right.
don't look it up.
Yeah.
Don't trouble yourself with it.
Nope, I'm not gonna bother. Okay, so that's my negative. Are we going backwards?
Yes. So Elite Yoshi is up.
Yeah. So Yoshi, you take it away.
Honestly, I don't really. Oh yeah, I will admit, looking back, that Fluttershy costume was a little bit weird for my taste. I mean, why? I mean, that does kind of raise a few questions,
It kind of does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
did
he
Pinkie
was
Pie also have a Fluttershy
practicing.
costume once?
Yeah, but in that case, it was like a spy outfit.
And Derpy wore a Twilight costume.
That was a Halloween costume,
Yeah.
or Night costume, technically speaking.
I rocked that costume.
Oh, by the way, Venom,
Yes.
why are you sitting on Elite Yoshi?
I mean, he's on my back.
I don't know, it's like Pinky sitting on Spike.
Nope, he's on my back.
You're also sitting on Moonbeam.
No, because Moonbeam's in front of me.
I was glad to look like you were.
Anyways, Yoshi.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any negatives for this episode.
Okay. Max Dragon.
Oh gosh, what negative can I bring? I mean, one is really small, one is kind of an annoyance, to be fair. I'm guessing the locations. I mean, there's not a lot of variety of locations, I guess, in this episode. I mean, to be fair, it's like the most simplest idea. Discord inviting Fluttershy to a tea party. You can see a lot of possibilities, but the location's kind of lacking. I mean, where does he go? The two most boringest places you would ever think of when you're going to a tea party. A tea shop where you can't break anything. And a supermarket. I don't know if this is their version of a supermarket.
I thought that was a party store.
A party? I don't know.
That was a
I don't
party
know.
store.
Is it Party City or is it a Costco? Yeah.
I thought it was a party store.
Yeah, I thought
Same.
so too.
Yeah.
Why do you think Pinkie Pie was there?
Exactly.
Yeah, but you can see that Pinkie Pie just goes there like often, I guess. But at the same time, there wasn't even that many party stuff. I mean, I
She
think I
probably
remember.
goes there every day.
Well, no, I mean
That's
not
because
every
Pinkie Pie
day.
bought them out.
You know, that'd be really unique if she actually got her own party store. That would actually be really Pinkie
Yeah.
Pie's Party
That'd
City.
be a good idea.
Party 24/7. Pinkie Pie style.
I just imagine that she is actually the owner of the whole franchise, and that's actually her main source for all her party stuff.
I mean, another negative I can think of is just that one thing. Oh, okay. Like I said, this is like the minor annoyance, but like I said, okay, so yeah, pretty much all I can say is like the locations are not a view of variety. I mean, two of the most boring places and Discord's house. That's the only exciting place that we ever get to go to, and we only spend like 5 minutes there, I think, or more. I lost count.
Actually, the majority
Two entire acts.
The majority of the episodes took place in Discord's house.
It's like 14 minutes.
Yeah, like I'm just surprised how they managed to actually make a whole episode making just the majority of his house just entertaining, just being in his house. But,
It kind of reminded me of Pee-wee's Playhouse inside the house. Does anybody remember that show, Pee-wee's Playhouse, and how it was inside the house?
I watched the Christmas special to that. So that's yes. Though of course the only thing that house did not have was a talking floor. Like that's the only thing that Discord's house was missing, a talking floor. Yes. Yes, and he could have named him Flory.
Really?
Yes. And you know what? I even have a nice floor right here, and his name is Richard.
Okay, somebody draw a fan out of that moment.
You got me
please.
paranoid.
Anywho, anything else, Max Dragon?
Nope. Yeah, you said one, so okay. That's it.
Alright, Endless?
Alright, here we go.
One negative.
Alright. And that was my negative. There we go.
So, you got nothing.
I love, how
negatives,
you I love how you built it up, but you end up got nothing.
Well,
I was just waiting. I was just like, okay, where's the negative?
Yeah, it's like you built it up, and you built it up like you were gonna say something, but you got nothing.
She pulled a keyframe on us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, I'll just come up with some tiny nitpick.
You don't have to if you got nothing.
Hashtag endless key.
Say it. You're going to have me curious stories tonight. Say it.
Okay. Well, you know how, like, Fluttershy and Discord interacting, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just wish there was, like, an episode where they did that the entire time, and not just Fluttershy and Discord in the beginning, Discord in the middle, and then Fluttershy and Discord at the end again. Like, I just want them to be interacting the whole time. Like, have their own little misadventure.
So basically, they missed opportunity of this moment as a complete episode.
Yeah.
Much.
I see where you're coming from with this, actually. Yeah.
You're basically asking for an episode that will be further called Dream coming true.
Pretty much.
Shouldn't they do that but keep calm and flutter on?
It was the start of it, but I mean, like, their friendship after bonding from, like, 1 year.
Who knows?
Like, see how far they come in their friendship and all that.
You know, Peace Town's always been a little weird that way.
Yeah. So, anything else in this?
Nope.
Alright. Kanata?
Okay, my negative for this episode is basically Discord himself being concerned about making Fluttershy comfortable. To me, he never came off as the type that would let others affect them like that. The way that the others just let Discord affected him in this episode. Discord is not that kind of character to let that kind of stuff affected him like it did in this episode. Not to mention, Fluttershy has been around Discord for numerous seasons now, and she does not mind the chaos that he brings to the table when they hang out. And she even even embraced the chaos later on in the episode when wanting to have tea, and like being excited about the side effects of the tea and everything.
That kind of creeped me out at first.
What? What'd you say?
That kind of creeped me out at first. Like, I'm just like, ooh, are we going to have tea glow in our bodies or something? I'm just like, no. It's just tea. It tastes good. Oh.
Well, Fluttershy, I think, Fluttershy just embraced the chaosness and the craziness of Discord.
I was just waiting for her the moment. Oh my gosh, is she going to say, are we going to have monkeys fly off our butts? I would have been laughing like crazy if that was the case.
Oh my god.
I don't think I can see Fluttershy saying that.
Thanks for putting an image in my head.
Yeah.
Well, that image was kind of already used in media. I mean, that was the one movie with Jim Carrey when he was a god, or I don't know the English title.
Bruce Almighty.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
Gotta love the 90s.
Yeah. But my negative is just Discord. To me, it felt like he wasn't being completely in character in this episode. It felt like he was, acting like out of character just to make the moral work, which is still a good moral nonetheless. It's just the fact that what he let others influence him like this in this episode. It just didn't fit Discord, in my opinion.
To be fair, season or two ago, you wouldn't say Fluttershy would be that much assertive as she was in the Fluttershy leans in.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the same kind of progress but just for Discord, that he suddenly cares more for others, especially after season 4 finale.
True. I guess it depends on how you look at it. I mean, now that you put it that way, it's not a bad thing. Now that you put it that way, I didn't see it that way. I just saw it as someone kind of like being out of character.
Anyway.
I guess Sorry.
No, go on.
I guess you're just like being more considerate of Fluttershy's emotions or stuff.
That's possible.
So, but I thought Discord would be above everyone thinking that Discord is not Fluttershy's friend or like something like that, or being surprised. I thought Discord would be above that,
Yeah,
not let them get to his head so quickly like that.
I can see that.
But that's all I have to say for my negatives.
Neon?
Well, I don't really have a negative for the episode. The only thing I would actually set as a nitpick would be really the reaction of the shopkeepers, because, I mean, come on. Discord has already made some extreme chaos in multiple episodes, not less than Princess Twilight, not to mention. And second, Fluttershy was one of the main heroes all the time, so it should be really clear that those two would be together most of the time. It's just like,
Well, to answer your turn, they were more concerned about the fact that he is friends with Fluttershy, not the fact that Discord exists. And B, my headcanon is that he basically just pops in front of the Fluttershy doors and never walk around the city. So maybe that's why. But that's my headcanon.
He's also his own bank.
Yeah, but even that, if he was just not often in town, doesn't actually mean that he wouldn't be around Fluttershy. It's like, like I said, that's really a personal nitpick for me. After all, I don't really have anything against the episode at all.
Alright. Shopwit?
Well, let's go off also with nitpicks, but maybe a little bit major. Okay, we have this whole scene with the shopping for the every ingredients to make the tea party, which resulted in a Discord having little problem. Basically, this whole scene was the catalyst for the whole conflict. That suddenly Discord have this problem with being not chaotic around Fluttershy. Okay? Okay. Now, let's get this scene again and snap our fingers just like Discord and remove that part of the episode, the whole catalyst of the conflict. And what we got is the scene that actually doesn't make sense. What's the point of keep shopping all those things while Discord can basically just snap his claws and create those by himself? Not to mention he basically destroyed Equestria Economic by spawning all those money.
I'm just surprised how she was frowning after gaining all that money.
Wouldn't you be if all that money fell on top of your head?
Yeah,
no.
that might actually hurt you.
No, but like it's just so weird. She just like gets all this money, and I'm just like, oh, I would be like, oh shit, I get all this money. Like I wouldn't be frowning.
I would be. I mean, if I was that character, I would be confused, going, okay, what just happened?
Yeah.
You guys are starting to sound a little robotic.
And not to mention, we are not sure if this is real or fake money, considering it is made by Discord.
Oh no,
Fair
Discord has real money. She just poofs it out of everyone else's wallet without anyone noticing.
Basically could do the same with the teapot, the tea, and all this stuff instead of going for those shopping.
I think he just wanted to do it the normal way. I guess maybe.
I guess Discord wanted to actually do it the right way and kind of provide the illusion of buying the teapot. He wanted to kind of like provide the illusion for himself of setting up everything by himself, and not just snap his fingers and have everything set it up for him.
Plus,
Yeah,
they
and-
have to fill up 22 minutes. They have to-
And actually, I think it was also more like a creative thinking way, so to speak. I mean, come on, he makes a clone of himself to talk about ideas. So I actually find it pretty understandable that he was actually going through town in the stores itself to kind of like think of something.
Yeah, I can see that.
Maybe.
Yep.
That will be all. Like I said, this is just a nitpick.
Alright, so it's time to give our final ratings for this episode. Chopper, why don't you go first?
You know what? I like this episode. Not as much as the previous episode, but still I'd say this is one of the better episodes, so I'll give it this episode 4.5 out of 5.
Alrighty, sounds good to me. So, Neon?
Like I said, I really didn't have anything about the episode. That one was absolutely a clear 5 out of 5 for me.
5.
I had a blast with the episode altogether.
Kanata?
Okay, I love the moral in this episode. I like some of the interiors in Discord's house. For the first time, I could actually relate to Discord and actually, connect with them and try to, understand his character other than just humor that doesn't stick with me. I like the whole Discord fading away if he doesn't do anything chaotic touch. And I enjoyed some of the comedy in this episode. The only small problems I have was what I brought up with Discord and the fact that Pinkie Pie kind of felt forced in this episode. Like, she was not needed. She felt unneeded in this episode, right? Like, she was there to, just give like a conflict to Discord, but that's pretty much it. It felt like she wasn't needed and actually didn't need to be added in this episode, and that she was just slapped on.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
But with all that said, my overall rating is 3.5 out of 5.
Alrighty, sounds good, mate. And let's...
I like pretty much everything in this episode. 5 out of 5.
5. Once more. Max Dragon?
Okay, so This is probably one of the best Discord episodes ever since Make New Friends But Keep Discord. While I do have an issue with the locations and maybe that one annoying scene, but then I never really but it's like a nitpick and stuff. And pretty much the writing is just amazing overall. Though, like I said, there are flaws in it, so I can't ignore it. So I'll give the episode a 4 out of 5. Not a perfect score, but still, it's pretty good. I would go back to this so many times.
Yeah, sounds good to me, bro. So, alright, let's see, who's next? Yoshi? Whenever you're ready.
I don't think you can hear us.
Right, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, when I look at it, I guess some of the flaws in there are some flaws in the writing, but they're very minor at best, in my opinion. But other than that, this is probably, without a doubt, the funniest episode of Season 7 so far. Yeah. I'm gonna have to give, and I guess I am a bit weirded out with that costume, but that's not really going to affect my overall score for the episode. I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5.
4.5?
Yep.
Alrighty. Sounds good, mate. David?
Okay, you know what? After all what I said about the positives and the negatives, this episode actually was pretty natural to me. It was really good. So, you know what? I'm just going to give it 4 stars.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, my turn. Okay, I did say that Dimensional Discord being hit or miss for me was the only thing that bogged it down from a 5 out of 5 for me. But, I still really enjoyed the episode. I had a ton of fun. It gave me a lot of good laughs. The ending was fun, adorbs. And, yeah, I can say I really enjoyed this episode as a whole. So, overall, I'm gonna give this episode a 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, not exactly a 5 out of 5 type episode, but still really good nonetheless. So, Daniel?
5 out of 5.
5 5.
I really enjoyed this episode. I thought this was a really well done episode. I enjoyed the comedy. I enjoyed some of the references and stuff to it. Overall, this is one of my favorite Discord and Fluttershy episodes.
Yeah, nice. Alright, Crimson?
You called?
Yes. What's your rating?
5 out of 5. No questions.
Really? Alright.
Yeah, just stay in that. Got nothing else. That's it.
Alright. Alright. Looney? Alright, Looney? What's your rating? Yeah, let me try something for you. Alright. Looney, can you hear us?
Looney is on Dauer. The icon is.
Yes, I can hear you guys, but I can't get back into the call.
You're in the call.
You're already in the call.
You're here, buddy.
You're here.
Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
We're still here.
Alright, what's your rating?
I mean, 4 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Alright, sounds good to me. Alright, just give me a quick second as I do the math here, and we'll do our group rating. So, one moment, please.
Sorry about the technical difficulties.
Yeah, we were trying to work it out while this was going on.
So what's gonna happen? Are we gonna keep the same order for the next episode, or
No, it's all
No,
random.
no.
It's all random.
Yeah, it's still gonna be
Ugh.
random.
The next episode. Oh my
It's gonna be a
gosh.
bit discorded.
The next episode.
Hey Venom, I just in the Discord chat. Apparently Emily is asking if she can join us.
I don't know. We already are crowded a little bit, and we are already running.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. All right, I'll let her know.
Alright. So, I did the calculations, and overall, the group rating for Discorded Harmony is a 4.5 out of 5.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I buy that.
Hey, that's a good score.
Yeah, that's a really good score.
Yep.
So yeah. So that being said, that'll be it for this episode in particular. Tune in next time where we cover an episode that everybody just cannot stop talking about. And we're finally gonna jump in. Because the next episode will be The Perfect Pair.
Oh boy, my favorite episode.
So that's
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's almost everyone's favorite episode of this season.
I am alone. So alone.
No, almost everyone's favorite.
That being said, we'll see you all next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next time.
Be with you.
See you next time. And I love how chaotic you all are.
And that's when the recording